Hello everybody, I thought in today's video I would share with you guys not only Lahiri and I's love story. I know a lot of people have already seen that video already, but we wanted to share the other love stories that are in Lahiri and I's life because they are also really important to us and we want to share on our channel also. And so if you're new around here, let me introduce you to who we are and what we do. So I'm Lucie. I'm originally from the southwest of England and I came to Sri Lanka in early 2020 to travel a bit and also to volunteer at Animal SOS Sri Lanka, which is a dog sanctuary with over 2,000 dogs and a few cats. And this is my fiance Lahiri. Together we make these videos on YouTube, we renovate our house, we travel here and there, and we also work full-time at Animal SOS. If you have not yet seen our love story video and this is your first time visiting our channel, let us quickly recap how our love story began. So as I was volunteering at the animal shelter, Lahiri was working with the disabled dogs and he caught my eye. There was an immediate attraction, but Lahiri spoke no English and I spoke no Sinhala. Anyway, we started hanging out together, we'd go to the local beach, and we try to communicate using Google Translate and by learning a bit of each other's language whilst playing card games, in particular Uno. So basically if he was to put down a red 6, I would say Ratu Hayai, and so on. So that's where it all began for us. It's crazy how our paths aligned because we are both from different places, we speak different languages and had different upbringings and education. Oh yes, thank you so much. But it just works. It's really hard to explain, but yeah. If you've been following our channel for a while, you'll know that Lahiri is incredibly talented. He's great at everything, and I'm incredibly lucky to have him in my life. If you're new around here, you should go back and watch our previous videos so you can see how we got to this point in our lives. Alright, so let me introduce you to our first adopted pup. Drizzle Kumari. She likes to spend most of her day in bed. Skye baby, I'll talk about you soon, girl, okay? So Drizzle was our first adopted dog. I fell in love with her when I started volunteering at the sanctuary, and then when the lockdown started in, I think it was April 2020, I took her from the clinic to live with me in one of the on-site accommodations. And that was it from then. She's been my baby ever since. This was at the same time as Lahiri and I were seeing each other, and he fell in love with her also. And he started calling her Kumari, which means princess in Sinhala, and she really is a princess. So anyway, her story, she was hit by a train when she was a small puppy, and because of the injuries, it left her with only 2 back legs and 2 small stumps. When she was small, she used to hang out with the other disabled pups at the sanctuary, but when they got bigger and could go into their own compound, this is when she fully moved in with us. But despite her disability, she can still move around well and sometimes even turns into a kangaroo. Many people ask us why we don't get her a wheelchair. We have actually tried this before, but she doesn't like it. She's more than happy to get around independently. What night is it tonight? Is it pasta night? Pasta? Whoa. And also I just want to add here, because this video is all about love stories, having Drizzle is probably one of the main reasons how Lahiri and I were really attracted to each other, because she really brought us together and she brought out the goodness in Lahiri, you know, like I saw his compassion, the way that he was with her, and yeah, it really helped me to fall in love with him a whole load more, to see how he was with her and that he didn't care about an animal's disability. He still was more than happy to give them all of his love. So whilst I've been editing this video, I've been looking back through like the last couple years of footage and photos, just trying to dig up the past and see our love story again, and I just wanted to share some of these photos with you guys because it's really funny. It's so funny to look back on us and see how much we've changed, and I just really like these photos. Alright, so who are we going to speak about next?
Rosie!
Rosie,
love story.
Rosie was rescued from a bus stand in Hickadoa with her puppy, who we named Posey. So there was Rosie and Posey. Rosie was left paralysed after being hit by a vehicle on the road, and she was unable to move and in need of help. After a couple days in our care, she was actually living with me at this time. She made a miraculous recovery and started walking. It was a very happy moment. Her tail was damaged in the accident, so she had surgery to remove the part that was not able to be saved. And now she is the most loyal dog. She follows me everywhere, even to the toilet and shower, and she's so amazing. We're really, really lucky to have her in our lives. And Posey, her baby, she is now adopted and has a really lovely home. Which one of you am I talking about? Coggy? Shall I introduce you? Coggy we found in April 2021 when we were on the way to look at some properties for sale. It was actually the same day we came to look at this place, the place we now call our home. We saw him getting pushed around with a stick by this old lady as she didn't want him on her land. A tiny, innocent puppy who was in need of shelter, food and water. We couldn't bear to leave him there. Go get the puppy. So we picked him up and we took him with us to look at the land, which we eventually ended up buying. He was so tiny, he fit inside Lahiri's helmet. You're just too cute. He is honestly the best dog. He has grown up into such a handsome fellow, and it's like it was meant to be with him. So we have told you about Drizzle, Rosie, Coggy. Now we need a break because we are hungry, got egg buddy guinea, and we need to get some vegetable shopping for the week. So we're gonna head into town. Hungry. Marquee, that's not your box. This is a bit of an angle. Right, now the dogs have got their food. We have got our food. We've got paratha and dal for lunch. Who are we going to tell them about next?
Skye baby.
Skye was rescued in February 2020 by a tourist who found her in an extremely weak state in Sigiriya. She travelled with Skye over 250 kilometres to bring her to the sanctuary. On arrival, she was in a very bad way, and after the vet check, it was uncertain that she would make it through the night. The next morning when I got into work, I was surprised to see her alive. I work mainly in the clinic at the sanctuary, so I set up a small cage in the main room next to my workstation, and in that room is where we house all of our critical patients. And I slowly got her to eat, and day by day she gained more energy. At this point, I wasn't thinking to adopt another animal, but when the time came to integrate her with other puppies, I just couldn't. She was so special to me, and I couldn't not adopt her, you know? So I persuaded Lahiri for us to adopt her too. Puffin was rescued to the sanctuary in March 2021 from Acaressa. She had blood parasites, a tumour and really bad mange. Once she was fit enough, we removed the tumour, and with time, care and good food, her hair came back and now she is the cutest bundle of fluff. She was really quiet at the sanctuary and she would always lie under a wooden kennel, so when it rained she would always get wet. But now she lives with us, her true character has come out and she is so funny. I love watching her waddle around and her tail wagging uncontrollably. She is quite an old lady, and I think it's really important to adopt older dogs because for the last years of their life they have a good place to call home with comfort, shelter and love. I really have a soft spot for the older animals. Good morning everyone, it's just me today and the dogs because Lahiri has gone off to work, so it's just us. So we're going to get started on the day in a minute. I'm really hoping we have a better day today because yesterday it was on and off raining. So I just want it to be hot and sunny so everything can dry. And yeah, I want to keep telling you about the love stories we have with the adopted animals that are living with us and will be living with us soon. Marquee was found in a market in Colombo. On arrival to the sanctuary, he had a urine infection, he was really skinny, and he also had a hernia, which by the way he still has, but it doesn't cause him any problems. He is an old man, so we are really happy to give him a home, and I think he has settled in really well. He's like one of the dogs, super chill, but loves to play with Skye on the sofa and give a few bops on the nose to Coggy every now and then. He also loves playing with their tails, it's one of his favourite things to do, and he's learning how to climb trees and reverse back down them. Da, 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 da. I'm going to tell you about the last two adopted animals that we have. Bless you. Who actually, when we went into town yesterday, we stopped at the house we used to live in to see them. It's Azora and Dahlia. They haven't moved to our home yet because we're just not quite ready. Obviously, we still don't have the roof up, so we're living just in this really small space. Just us, all of our belongings and all of the animals. It's been raining a lot, so it's quite muddy, and we just can't be dealing with any other animals moving in right now. We want to be a little bit more prepared until we move Azora and Dahlia. So we went to visit them yesterday and they were so happy to see us. It was so nice to see the animals that are at the house. Not that there's many left there anymore, but it was really great to see them and I miss them so much. I want to tell you about the next love story. Dahlia was rescued in July 2021. She was completely disabled. She had no use of her front or back legs. Since coming to us, she showed so much determination, and in no time at all, she was learning to run. Yes, she could actually run before she could walk. It was so entertaining watching her run and roll that filled us with so much joy seeing this tiny puppy who came completely unable to even stand, see her now enjoying life, running through the grass. Oh, Dahlia, she's a beautiful kitty. Azora was rescued in late December 2021. She was dumped by a temple as she was disabled, and some kind people found her and brought her to the sanctuary. She was unable to use her back legs and we feared that she wouldn't be able to walk again. But over time, as she grew and had treatments plus physiotherapy, she regained the strength in her back legs and learnt to walk. I think she may have been born with a disability, as there is so much breeding of pedigree dogs in Sri Lanka as everyone wants them. And because she was not able to walk, she wouldn't have made anyone any money, so they dumped her like a piece of trash. Breeding pedigree dogs has turned into a business, but unfortunately with that comes a lot of neglect and unnecessary suffering. We see this all too often working with rescuing dogs. So many pedigrees are abandoned or abused because people don't know how to look after them properly. Or they buy them as a small puppy, but when they get too big, people no longer want them as they cost too much to feed. Also, with the amount of street dogs in Sri Lanka and the amount of incredible mixed breed dogs in need of a home, it is shocking that people are so caught up on having a pedigree dog For me personally, I have no interest in purebred dogs like German Shepherds, Rottweilers, Labradors. Of course, they're dogs, so I really like them, but I would never buy one now. As I know there are so many dogs in shelters looking for a home, I would not choose to support the breeding of such dogs. Anyway, Azora is completely normal now. She has full function of her limbs and is full of energy. We hope that soon, once our house is a bit more ready, she can move in with us and rejoin the pack. And Dahlia too, of course.
Oh, baby, you okay? Oh my gosh, she doesn't know what to do with herself.
There are so many street dogs in Sri Lanka, many of which are malnourished, have skin problems, wounds or trauma. I only wish that Lahira and I could help all of the animals here. If you're living in Sri Lanka, Lahira and I really encourage you to feed the street dogs and cats. Many of them don't know love, they don't know kindness, and if everyone could just help one street dog, that would bring Lahira and I so much joy. If you are helping to feed and treat the street dogs in your area, please send through your photos. I would really love to see you guys in action, bringing some happiness to the street animal's life. And adding on to that, if you're looking to adopt a dog or a cat, please get in touch. You will need to be able to come and visit the sanctuary so you can find the right animal for you. But I just think that adopting an animal is one of the most amazing things you can do. And for us anyway, it fills us with so much happiness. Anyway, thanks as always for watching this different kind of random video. Click that like button if you enjoyed watching it, and also subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And also, if you turn on the bell notification, then you get a reminder of when we've uploaded a new video so you don't miss an episode. And our goal for the end of the year is to reach 200,000 subscribers on YouTube, and we are really kind of close, so would highly appreciate you clicking the subscribe button if you haven't, because it really helps us out a lot and it means so much to us. Alright guys, take care and we'll see you next week.
Boggy boy,